Peace to the family. So, Taurus is related to the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is a powerful gland that is connected to the hormone thyroxine. It's very important in childbirth and overall emotional and mental health. And it's also related to how we speak, the things that we say to the world, and also the things that we say to ourselves. Archetypes, from the Greek word archetypon, are meant as first molded. Carl Jung claimed that there is a fixed numbers of models that we all share without having been taught them. So that is to say, the singers, dancers, actors, and athletes who are elite, they haven't necessarily been taught that elite status. It was something that was in their DNA. And so within our DNA are inner clues or archetypes as to how we can grow into our own self-realization. Taurus is how we can speak things into existence. Taurus represents the physical world, but it also rules the throat. So if you connect the throat to the physical world, it's simply saying it's how we speak things into existence. This is a fixed sign as well. So it teaches us how to persevere and how to also be productive. Hathor symbolizes the entire heavens. Another word for this is Pleiades, and this includes our sun, moon, and all of the stars. She is depicted as a cow, which is the symbol of how we nurture life. In extension, it represents civilization as a whole. Hathor is our celestial cow, and she represents Taurus. Now, Venus is just a Roman word for a Greek word that's called Aphrodite. Aphrodite is just a Greek word for the Egyptian word Hathor. So to summarize what I just said, Venus simply means Hathor. Hathor is the ruler of Taurus. Venus is the ruler of Taurus. It is the archetypal image of the builder, the nature lover, the musician, the provider, the farmer, or the dancer. Now, all of these things, because we can have a multitude of different ways that we can live our lives and still utilize the same archetype, it just represents our ability to harness, use, and sustain our primal energy. So we can just use musician and dancer as an example of what do we do that's elite, that nobody can do as good as we can. Even if they were taught, even if they were trained, they still couldn't do it because we weren't taught this. We weren't trained in this fashion. This is our primal energy. Now, the Hierophant is a symbol for human beings just want to live a better life. People go to church, people adapt religious ideologies at the core because they simply want to live a better life. They want to know more. They want to understand what are we here for. And so a lot of people go to church. Billions of people do some form of spiritual practice. So that's not a coincidence. This represents the Hierophant. But where people mess up is that they think that the Hierophant is an external realization, but the real Hierophant is within, and it is the thyroid gland. So Taurus, Hierophant, Taurus rules the throat. The Hierophant is the spiritual leader or the spiritual guru, and it doesn't represent somebody external, it represents the internal. But since we don't utilize our particular thyroid functions, the priest or the pope or the reverend or the imam just takes the place. So we have an inner guide that we could provide ourselves with practical spiritual structuring of our lives. We can create our own rituals. We can speak life into ourselves. We can speak things into existence. And this is our birthright at the end of the day. So a lot of people don't utilize it. Some people do. But the people who do, they are utilizing their Hierophant within. They are utilizing their ability to speak life in themselves. Whether they are wealthy, they are saying that to themselves. They are poor, they are saying it to themselves. It's inner dialogue. And this is combined with the subsequent action. and that subsequent action is tied into our other video where we were referencing Aries in the form of initiation through challenges. So, in summary, this archetype is related to our connection to our spiritual birthright. Our spiritual birthright is the ability to speak things into existence. The modality to which we speak things into existence, the reason why I'm talking to you right now, is a result of my thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is a small butterfly-shaped gland that's located directly below the larynx or the voice box. So the thyroid is the gland that controls communication. It is the center point between the head and the heart. The thyroid problems happen when we don't release the hormones called thyroxine, and these hormones are released because we might not have the wherewithal to speak up for oneself. We might not have the wherewithal to, speak our truth. We are simply repeating the negative things to ourselves. And this is the inner self-talk. This is very important because the same things that you can say to yourself that make you cry are the same things you can say to yourself that can build you up and to take you to levels that you never once imagined. And this is all tied into the power of Hathor. Hathor is depicted as a celestial cow with cosmos, stars, planets in her dress with a globe inside of her horn. Hathor is the goddess of song and dance. The ancient Egyptians believed that it was she who taught humans how to sing and dance. So Hathor is represented with horns, with the sun between her horns, which is Amun-Ra, which is Aries in the last video we talked about, which is the solar force, which is just simply in endocrinology, our thyroid connecting to our pituitary master glands and utilizing the ability to create as we speak, and ultimately working with our hippocampus and creating our present reality as we see it. And this is representing the cosmos. This is relating our feminine forces, and understanding our feminine forces and the secretion and the release of proper hormones is found in endocrinology. And the ancients studied the glands and how they're related to the planets and the stars. So this is how I'm connecting Taurus to the thyroid gland, to the goddess Hathor, and how we utilize the thyroid gland to speak unto ourselves divinity and sovereignty, because astrology is the practice of becoming sovereign, and how we become sovereign is speak sovereignty unto ourselves. Now, proper function of the thyroid is key to our mental and emotional balance. When we have extreme stress, this can result in thyroid dysfunction. So you can utilize the link sheet, click the article, look for the heading that says Hathor and thyroid gland, click that link, and I have a list of quotes specifically to how we can balance our thyroid and how our thyroid is connected to our mental and emotional well-being. So it's a lot of things that I could talk about, but I just wanted to make this short and to the point. I hope you guys comment on this video and let me know what you thought. If this helped you understand the energy of Taurus a little bit deeper and get you into studying a little bit more about the things that you say, your inner dialogue, and how you can take it up to the next level in 2020 by utilizing the power of this Taurus archetype. Thank you guys for listening. www.hoodmystic.com is the website. hoodmystic@gmail.com is the email. Please feel free to hit me up at any time. We can talk about whatever. You can schedule readings. Also got Astrology Explained on my website, a little brief version, and the book is available as well. So all of this is going into the second edition of the book. So thank you guys for supporting me in this endeavor so far, but we still got a lot of learning to do. So peace.